You know, it's time for us to have this conversation. First of all, one of my favorite quotes that you're going to hit throughout this video is, "I was born black, not Democrat." That's something that really stuck with me and resonated with me when I first heard it today. But this clip is going viral again. This is a 90s interview of somebody going around pretty much asking black people about how they feel about white people in this era. Imagine if somebody walked around with a camera and a microphone and did that today. Oh, they have. And we know how that played out. But check this out.
This 90s interview where black people were asked their opinion on white people has gone viral because the answers are very different from today.
What do you think of white people?
White people, they straight, you know. They just like me, you know.
Okay.
All white people ain't in the same boat, you know what I'm saying? Because like you, I mean, if you was a prejudiced white man, you wouldn't be standing here talking to us, right?
Sure.
So I don't have anything against you.
Just like me. Just a different color of skin, that's about it.
You find there's a difference in the way you're treated by white people as opposed to black people?
They haven't treated me wrong in no kind of way.
Never?
Never.
Nothing wrong with white people. I love them just like I love the blacks.
This 90s interview where black
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Here's a time where it was okay to actually live in harmony, and it was okay to say, hey, I'm cool with other ethnic backgrounds outside of my own, and that's fine. And also, mind you, this is the 90s. This is when we had, you know, this is coming off of the 80s when we had like Good Times. I wasn't born in the 80s, but, you know, you had those type of TV shows in the black community. You had the Family Matters and all this other stuff. You know, a lot of political tension, a lot of, you know, divisiveness and stuff that was going on in the 90s for sure. But for them to be able to, you know what, man, if you ain't did nothing to me, I ain't got a problem with you, basically is what they equated. But in today's time, no. You automatically a problem for somebody. If I'm black, well, I am black. Look at me, my dumb ass. I'm talking about for the example, though. If you're black, you know, and you know, talking to somebody else, you know, who's not black or whatever, I forgot my train of thought with that. Just because I forgot my train of thought. Oh, well, I'm just going to move on so I won't drag it on too long. Dang, I'm mad because I really was going to say something. Don't y'all hate when that happen? And I'm not even going to edit this out. Let's read a few comments. Major unity back in the 90s. I lived it. The messaging was love and putting aside differences. Cultures were blending. Rock, hip hop, movies, fashion. Things changed in the 2000s. Not sure why. Wish you had it. Someone wants us fighting with each other. Man, I remember a time where the world just felt different. I mean, I was younger too, but man. Okay, look at this comment right here. Ooh, come on, allergies. Don't do it right there. Not right now. Excuse me, y'all. It says feelings became more important than facts. Gen X and elder millennials that were teens in the 90s didn't have this problem. We had a sticks and stones mentality, a thicker skin, no matter what color it was, and an actual sense of humor. 9/11 happened, and after the short-lived unity, people started living on edge and became fearful in general. Then Obama came along, and by that time, people were primed for division by politics and race. The media and schools finished the job through selective reporting and critical race theory and intersectionality, where victimhood is superior and celebrated and success and skin color becomes oppression. Wow. Wow. Now, anyone that disagrees with the left these days are called racist. Let's see how Donald Trump feels about this.
Donald, so switching topics here. You seen what happened to Joe Rogan, right? It's a hard segment. Him being called a racist and everything like that. I wonder, what's your reaction to when someone calls you a racist? What's your initial reaction
Well,
to
it
that?
used to be a terrible reaction, but now everybody's called a racist today.
Yeah.
Anybody that's the enemy of the other side, people that are the exact opposite of racist are called racists.
Yep.
And it's a very hurtful word, but it's lost a lot of its meaning because everybody is being called a racist today by the radical left, when actually they're the racists. They're really the racists in the truest sense of the word. So, you know, they call Joe Rogan, they call anybody they disagree with a racist. So it tends to lose its meaning. And the people get it, you know, with the black community, my vote was so much higher than in the past with other Republicans. But with the Hispanic community, they're writing. They don't want to write about it, but the Hispanics, the vote was so incredible. You know, along the Texas border. The other night in Texas, I endorsed 33 candidates, and every single one of them won the election. There were a couple of runoffs, but they're all leading substantially. You have, I think, 3 runoffs, but they're all leading substantially. They'll win in the next 2 months. But we were 33-0. I didn't see any stories about it. I see no stories about it.
Why do you think that is?
Because the press is corrupt. They're dishonest. They don't want to say anything good.
Is it all about money though? Because I feel like I don't feel like it's not actually about their morals. I feel like it's just about money.
I don't think it's money. I think it's combinations. It's money and power and something. It's something. They're sick.
I mean, something we deal with too is like we have our page and we're kind of controversial with the stuff we do. So we face a lot of censorship too, like something we all deal with. Our Instagram page got taken down and they actually sent us a notice because it was too political, our Full Send Instagram page. And we were just posting all about the Afghanistan stuff, not even taking a side.
Well, you know, look, at a certain point, they'll do it if they feel that they have to. Joe Rogan's not a racist.
No.
Okay? And he's a very interesting guy that people like listening to. But, you know, they've been hitting him very hard. I did tell him one thing: stop apologizing. Stop apologizing.
What was his reaction to that when you told him?
I don't know, because I got the word. I put the word out.
Did he ever reach out to you about going on?
I don't know. I'd have to ask my people. You know,
Don's got
I
people
have a
for
lot
that,
of
Kyle.
people.
Don's got
No,
people
because
for that.
I saw back in, I think during the debate times, you said that he should moderate a debate.
Yeah,
Oh, he'd
yeah,
be much
I've seen that,
better.
yeah.
Well, he's much more talented than Chris Wallace.
That'd be great.
Oh man, Trump right here, dog. But he definitely has it on point. If the left don't agree with you, you're automatically going to be called a racist. You're automatically going to be called everything under the sun. They definitely live under the Trump derangement rock. Unfortunately, man, truth is truth. Now, I mean, truth just ain't it. It's all about feelings, man. And if people feel like you don't agree with them, you know the rest. I'm going to read a few comments. We were called, what were we called for disagreeing with Israel? Just like calling everybody Nazi. They have diluted the word Nazi, and it is the party that exterminated 3 million Jewish people that put them in a room and ran exhaust from a tank into a room so that, wow. I'll just say this. In terms of what Donald Trump said, true words could have not been spoken. Now, I'm going to bring you out to this clip right here. This right here is the clip I told y'all at the beginning that I love to quote from. I was born black, not Democrat. This woman right here. I'm going to read the comment under it first. It says, the sooner that people realize that black people are not a voting monolith, the better the country will be. Amen to that.
When I first announced my run for Congress, I had this random white woman, liberal, walk up to me and ask, well, what about you isn't Democrat? To which I responded, well, besides my skin color, what about me is Democrat? And it was at that very moment that she realized that God gave her enough common sense to ask me about my values. Now, don't get me wrong, I was raised to vote Democrat down the ballot, so when I first started, I would say things like, I'm a Republican, but I'm not a conservative. But now I know all too well I am a full-fledged, hardcore conservative, and I'm proud of it. I mean, my favorite saying is I was born black, not Democrat.
Hey.
In all seriousness, whenever I began to think for myself politically, the choice was easy. I mean, why would I want to belong to a party whose mission is to infringe on the Second Amendment as if a criminal would ever participate in something like a mandatory buyback? Why would I want to belong to and endorse a godless party? Because there is no such thing, and I mean no such thing as a trans child. We have confused children and sick, enabling adults. Why would I want to belong to a party that takes pride in shedding innocent blood? Number one, as if that's not what God hates. Number two, as if there's not a black market for baby organs. And number three, as if abortion clinics didn't start in the hood. Because if you think Trump is bad, you should research exactly who Margaret Sanger was. But speaking of the black community, why would I want to belong to a party who's responsible for the foundation of the Triple K? But it's not just that. Supposedly in the 1900s, the party switched, right? But what never changed, what I noticed never change is Democrats' love for immigration, how they have always prioritized that over the black community. I mean, imagine every single Democrat leader helping you joke about what a black job is in 2024, exposing your ignorance on 1924 and how imperative the Immigration Act of that year was, how it was all reversed in 1965 with the Hart-Celler Act, how Congress refuses the advice of the Rockefeller Commission and the Hesburgh Commission, and how to this day they refuse to adopt the Barbara Jordan blueprint, validating every single thing that Dr. Claude Anderson spoke of generally, but specifically what Mrs. King spoke of in 1991 with her letter to Congress. Now, look, I'm not saying that the Republican Party is perfect. No, nobody's perfect. What I'm saying is I saw with Malcolm X when he said that the liberals were the worst thing that could ever happen to the Western Hemisphere, but y'all ignore that, just like how y'all ignore LBJ saying, and I quote, "I'm going to have Negroes voting Democrat for the next 200 years, and by God, 60 years later, I see no sign of recourse, but rest assured your vote is your voice, even if it is a whisper." Thank you, Council. Mayor Parker, whenever you're ready, you can call your next speaker.
Listen, I'm trying to find out who she is. Or what's her handle, rather. She put that in a way that I could have never translated. Let me stop taking credit away from myself. But you get the point of what I meant by that. I mean, she laid that out so smooth. Donald Trump is this big threat to, black people and all this other stuff. But, we still we still allowing these pastors to be out here talking about rally towards what the Bible is rallying against. This is the party where the KKK started. Margaret Sanger, you want to talk about somebody who don't like black people? So today I ask you, man, why would you want to follow a party that has willingly hurt its own followers every single time and lies to you on a regular basis? I understand, man, for some people it can be terrifying. Oh, I'm black, I'm supposed to be Democrat. I get it, man, the group think, I get it. But you have to build the strength in yourself to want to go seek out this knowledge for yourself and do better, because being lied to and knowing that you are lied to and knowing that you have access to information, it's your fault now. Come on, bro. You got common sense. Go check on somebody today. You could be saving their life.